Hello viewers, this is Aryas. Welcome back to my playthrough of Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. Well, we're about ready to start day 4 here. Got a few outstanding side quests from the Wildlands in my book. So, it might be a good idea to head to the Wildlands first and finish them off. I think I'll head to the Wildlands Station. Take a trip through this strange passageway. And we're back at the station. First things first, let's put chronostasis on. And here is our friend, the Angel of Valhalla. We use R1 to mount him. Get back here. Didn't mean to scare you with my big sword. Ah, Brella is back.
Yes? Remember telling me about your family? I do, but I don't have family anymore. Like I told you, my darling Clove just ran away.
Well...
What? Clove? Clove, is that really you? It is! Where have you been? I thought you were dead! I'm so glad you're back safe and sound. I am never ever letting you out of my sight again.
So, that concludes Mother and Daughter. We got 1200 gil, a Leopard Tail, and some strength boosts, or stat boosts. HP, strength, and magic. So, Mother and Daughter is concluded. Well, glad to have reunited those two. Pick a daring blossom or two, in case we need them for future things. Next, we've got a quest to conclude here in Canopus Farms. If we can find 13. Maybe it's too early to find her here. Maybe she's getting some well-deserved rest.
Such a majestic animal I have never seen. On tireless legs he can run for days, and on mighty wings he can soar across chasms both deep and wide. Now he's ready to serve you. You have made him the mighty specimen that stands before us. My 100-year quest has come to an end. Everything I did, it was for this moment.
And we have to wait a while for that stuff to grow.
I feel like I'm getting my reward at last. These last few decades haven't been easy, but I'm glad now that I stayed with the doctor.
Hey. All kinds of folk end up out here. Some people left the city of their own accord. Others were forced out against their will. Different folk have different opinions about the white chocobo and what it means.
I bet so. No. I think I want to head south next. Well, hello, Mini Flan.
Go, and wait for a new dawn.
That came as a shock to them. Now I want to head south to the Aryas area. Another day ring blossom. Aryas climb.
Ready for this?
Well, well. A niblet by itself.
We'll all be reborn.
Goodbye, Niblet. More niblets.
Ready for this?
Goombas are more threatening. Anyway, back to Aryas Village. I'll talk to that fellow who was running around in a moment. Where's the chef? Is he not in yet? That's his stand. Oh, he doesn't open till 9. Hello there, dog. Huh?
Another disaster! Those woolly-headed ovine have done it again!
Great.
What goes on in those tiny heads of theirs? Why do they do this?
Sounds like you have more sheep trouble.
I'd say I do! The fuzzy sheep have effected a mass escape! Every single one of them gone!
Doctor, you must calm down.
What? Oh, sorry. You could hear me from over there?
They could hear you back in Luxarian, I'd say.
Oh, it's just I'm so upset. This young lady is Millie, a good friend of mine. Now, Millie, did you need something?
Nothing. It's just that, well, I think I know why the sheep ran away.
You do? Pray tell.
Last night, I heard some kind of ruckus around the pens. I couldn't tell what it was, but I'm thinking it must have put the sheep into a panic. Maybe it was some kind of monster, and it tried to get at the sheep.
I see. So the sheep were terrorized by the occurrences of the night. Something reminded them of it, and they bolted en masse. Well, that certainly would explain their behavior. But I'm no closer to getting them back. It is near impossible to herd a whole flock of panicked sheep. The only thing that could drive them back is something bigger and scarier than what they saw in the night. Something like a chocobo.
Well, now we have to chase the flock with the chocobo. We have to chase 3 flocks back to the farm. Well, Dr. Sheep, you don't look like the hardiest shepherd to me, so we'd better help you out. Ah, here's a scared sheep. Let's try to herd this guy. Get going. Alright, fellows. Back to the safety of your pens. More little ones. Go that way. That away. We have returned 1 flock. Let's check our map. I don't see the next one on there yet.
Thank you so much for finding my sheep. Now where'd they go? That way, I think.
So we better look to the west now. Aha. Seem to be in this valley here. Hello, fearful sheep. About face. Forward march. Keep it going. You can do it. No, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. Turn right. Get moving. There you go. Alright, Doc. That's 2 flocks returned.
Thank you. Some went that way, I'm sure.
Okay. So, where are the next flock?
Our items made from fuzzy sheep. 1 flock remains to be found.
Yeah?
Some went that way, I'm sure.
So, southeast. Oh, let's run that way and see. Ah, here we go. A shaken sheep. Shaken but not stirred. Back to your pen with you. There we go. And we have returned 3 out of 3 flocks.
Words are not enough to express the depth of my gratitude, but thank you.
Don't lose him again.
Indeed, that mystery remains unsolved. Why did they flee in the first place? Millie suggested that a monster put a scare into them. She's nowhere to be seen. That's not like her.
Things to do, maybe?
Yes, perhaps, but I'm a bit worried. She seems a little troubled in recent days.
If I see her, I'll talk to her.
I'd be grateful if you did. Ah, I almost forgot the most important thing of all. I must present you with your just reward.
Well, thank you. We got some creamy sheep milk.
Perhaps this means nothing, but do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? I do.
Indeed. So, let's round them up. Looks like we've got to find Millie. Where did she go? She was here. Oh, there she is.
What was I thinking? I'm a fool.
What are you talking about?
Well... Alright, I'll confess. It was me who did it. I was the one who made all the sheep run away like that. There was no monster. There never was. In the dead of night, I saddled up a chocobo and rode around the pens, whooping and shouting.
And that's what panicked the sheep? But why would you do that?
Well, it's complicated. You see, I really wanted to give Dr. Sheep a reason to talk to you.
So that's what this has been all about. Wouldn't it have been easier to just introduce us, like normal people do?
He's been excited ever since he heard about your arrival in the Wildlands. But he's terribly shy, the doctor. He'd never be able to just approach a stranger, no matter how much I prodded him. Not in normal circumstances, it just wasn't going to happen, so I came up with a plan. I had to make him desperate enough that he'd totally need your help. Then he'd have to talk to you.
So you chased away all the sheep. That threw the doctor into a total panic. You figure that in his desperation, he'd forget his shyness and talk to me.
It does sound crazy looking back on it, but it worked. Except that since then, the sheep have been incredibly nervous and high-strung. Any little thing is enough to set them off stampeding out of their pens and into the wilderness.
Cannot be good for them.
No.
I know, I feel terrible about the whole thing. All I wanted to do was help the doctor, but instead I've made him worried sick. Not to mention, years of research almost went down the toilet.
If you're really sorry, you should tell the doctor what you did.
No, I couldn't. What if he ended up hating me?
If you don't, he's gonna keep worrying about what scared his sheep in the first place. Are you okay with that? You care for each other, don't you? Then tell him the truth.
Care for each other? What do you mean? That is to say, yes, we do, but...
You said it yourself. He's a very shy man, but he talks to you easily enough. Seems to me he thinks of you as something more than just a colleague. Just talk to him. He'll understand.
All right, I will. Thank you so much. You've been so kind to me, despite all the trouble I caused you.
Don't do it again. Anyway, for this quest, we obtained 1200 gil, a cowboy hat, and some stat boosts. Sorry about that. And that concludes Round 'em Up. Hopefully those sheep don't run off again. Time for a little more chronostasis. Ah, here's Chef Aryas.
I have 2 recipes from my master that I wish to make. The ingredients for the first should not be so hard to find. The second dish, alas, the ingredients are très spéciaux. Too difficult to find, I very much fear. To tell you the truth, I have all but given up hope.
Well, I have found them. 2 Rocky Crag Moles and 2 Aryas Apples.
What is this? Incroyable! Never did I think anyone would be able to find these ingredients. I shall pour my heart and my soul into crafting this dish. I shall return. It is ready. I have made it at last. The legendary dish, the Nora Special.
Nora Special. Somehow, that sounds familiar.
I doubt that, mademoiselle. It is a name that only a select few elite chefs are familiar with. It is a dish no longer served, a legendary recipe that was almost lost to the mists of time. A dish last sampled 1,000 years ago, or so the stories say.
For something that's so legendary, there's not much to it. It's not all that fancy or complicated. But at the same time, it smells great, like good home cooking.
Vraiment. On the tongue, it is a reassuring pleasure. It evokes sun-dappled afternoons on the seashore, a masterpiece of subtlety. It has been passed down to me over 1,000 years. From one generation of chefs to the next, the recipe copied 100 times. Until it came to me from my master. To make this dish is the greatest honor a chef can know. Somewhere my master is watching, and is proud.
Well, that concludes this quest. We get 1200 gil, a ripe apple, and a crystal apple, as well as more stat boosts.
Please, you must have this, as a token of my eternal gratitude.
And a mystical meal. Thank you, Chef.
The Nora Special. It reminds me of a place near the water, of cool breezes, the waves lapping on the shore.
Bar and Bodum a long time ago. That concludes A Taste of the Past. The Aryas Apples are found on the plateaus around Aryas. The Rocky Crag Moles were found on plateaus in the Rocky Crag area.
I still remember, Sarah. How could I forget? It was our hometown, the place we grew up. Bodum. You always used to order this at that cafe you loved. You'd make me get it too. Even now, 1,000 years later, something of that time has survived.
Hello, Kaj.
Huh, not bad. Didn't think you had it in you, to be honest.
Let's hand over 3 more soul
Go
seeds.
on, take it.
Thank you. Well, I think we're done here for now. I wonder if 13 has shown up at Canopus Farms yet. I didn't want to get off. Too bad we can't really fly on this bird. And too bad we can't take it to other areas. Might make getting around Luxurion and Yuznan faster, as well as the Dead Dunes. I can't jump over this stuff. Oh, looks like our stuff has ripened.
I got some good news from Tilda. That dog she found is doing much better.
He is? Well, that's great.
The medicine you prescribed was exactly what he needed. You're a fine vet, Claudia.
You know my name? And you remembered it? Oh, this is so embarrassing. Anyway, I appreciate the praise, but I don't know anywhere near as much as 7 does, and practically the only thing Dr. Gysahl says to me is, "Hey, 13.
I wonder why he still won't call you by your proper names.
Oh, he says it's because he can't be troubled to learn them. But really, I think it's because he doesn't want to get too close to us. He's cared for a lot of people and animals over the years, and most of them have gone one way or another. He must be so tired of losing people he's grown fond of.
Yeah, it's hard to say goodbye to people you love. To keep everyone at a distance is one way to protect yourself.
That said, in my case, I think it really is because he can't remember my name. I'm still so hopeless at everything, and I've still got so much to learn. A number is all I deserve.
No, that's not true.
Hey, 13! Get over here!
See what I mean?
Are you deaf? Come over here, Claudia. I need your advice.
What?
Go on.
Coming!
So that concludes this quest. We obtained 500 gil, an Orange Newsboy Cap, and even more stat boosts. Thank you, Claudia. And that, of course, was Dog, Doctor, and Assistant. Well, good for you, 13. Who are you?
It's a crying shame. Poor Cole. He loved his wife, he did. As long as Sarala takes over the field, I'll be okay. And In the Wildlands, survival is about doing your job. I'll take Gysahl greens over Tantal greens any day.
Tantal?
Tantal greens. The folk over at the Chaos Research Camp grow them. They're a fine legume, but not as good as Gysahl greens, in my opinion. But pay them a visit, if you're interested.
Well, in the next episode, we will continue with Day 4. This is Herotlinia. I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time.